मुझे भी रात को ही मैसेज रिसीव हुआ।
ओके, ऑलराइट, दैट्स ग्रेट। तो फिर आपको क्या पता चला?
सही है कि 10th को इंटरव्यू है
आपको पता चल
फाइनली।
गया उनका सेंटर लाहौर है?
यस सर,
उनका
लाहौर।
लाहौर,
नहीं सर, उनका नहीं मुझे पता।
लाहौर ही है, उनका भी लाहौर है, ठीक है। फातिमा कंफर्म कर देंगे अगर हो हमारे साथ तो, अलबत्ता उनका लाहौर सेंटर है। अच्छा जी, चलें, वी विशिंग यू गुड लक, कि आप को अल्लाह कामयाब करें। तो हम फिर ऐसा करते हैं कि अभी मॉक इंटरव्यू में देखने की कोशिश करते हैं कि आप माशाल्लाह से तैयारी कैसी है, तो अगर कहीं पे कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो फिर हम उसे रेक्टिफाई करने की कोशिश करते हैं। सो शुड वी प्रोसीड फर्दर विद द फॉर्मल डिस्कशन, मिस महविश?
यस सर, श्योर।
Okay, like starting from your introduction, please introduce yourself.
My name is Saida Mavish Patoon. My father name is Sayyid Akhtar Hussain and I am from Sialkot district. I have completed my masters in English from GC University Sialkot, and I have also completed my bachelor's and intermediate from the same university. And nowadays I am serving in the government department as EST.
That's great. You have mentioned Sayyid. So what do you mean by it?
Sir, it is Arabic word and its meaning is leader, Sardar.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. So what is the relationship between the Sayyids and the Banu Hashim?
Yes, sir. They are from the same, you can say, family, Banu Hashim and Sayyid.
All right, that's great. So, you know, Sayyid family, they exist across the globe, even in Africa, in Middle East, in South Asia, and Southeast Asia.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's
Our
great.
ancestors are also from the Kabul or Tabazwar. Yes.
Okay, that's great. Okay, Miss, maybe you are from Sialkot.
Yes, sir.
Sialkot, a very famous city. So, what do you know about your own city? Why? What are the 5 distinguishes of Sialkot? Why Sialkot?
Hello.
Yeah, Sialkot is famous for why? Why? What are the reasons? 5 distinguishes of Sialkot.
Yes, Sialkot is a famous city throughout the world because of firstly, I would like to say about our national poet. It is the city of Iqbal, and secondly, our exports. We are crossing the $1,000 million and in the industry, surgical, sports goods. And if we talk about the airport, we are also having international airport in Sialkot, and there are so many famous personalities like Allama Iqbal here, Faiz Ahmed Faiz, Shoaib Malik, Bilal Said.
Oh, that's great. So, Faiz Ahmed Faiz, क्या फैज, मेरा ख्याल है कि जब से सियालकोट के अंदर आए हैं बहुत तब्दीलियां लेके आए। उनकी शायरी जो है वो, फैज को पढ़ा है आपने थोड़ा बहुत, मिस महविश?
नहीं सर, मैंने फैज को नहीं, अल्लामा इकबाल को पढ़ा है, फैज को इतना नहीं पढ़ा उन्हें।
अच्छा, आपने इकबाल को पढ़े। अच्छा, कहा जाता है कि इकबाल जो है वो कानूनदान थे। व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय कानूनदान? और कानूनदान को इंग्लिश में क्या कहते हैं?
बैरिस्टर।
ऑलराइट, फेयर इनफ। सो कानूनदान वो थे, तो क्या था उनका जो है, क्या वजह थी इसकी कि वो कानून से भी थे, शायरी से भी थे? शायर तो बड़े नाजुक तबीयत के होते हैं, वकला जो अपनी बात पे अड़ जाते हैं उनको मनवा के छोड़ते हैं। सो डोंट यू फील कि ये कुछ चीजें गड़बड़ हैं? वो शायर भी हैं, वो कानूनदान भी हैं, तो ये कैसे मुमकिन है?
Sir, actually, he was man of all trades. We can say he was so great personality कि वो कानूनदान भी थे और शायर भी थे। तो सर देखे ना, जैसे शायर होते हैं वो भी, उनका भी एक अपना मिजाज होता है, अपना फलसफा होता है, और वो अपने तरीके से विद द पावर ऑफ इमेजिनेशन चीजों को बताते हैं। तो इकबाल में भी यही बात थी, उनका भी गहरा इल्म था, गहरा फलसफा था, तो थोड़ा बहुत तो लिंक उनका बन ही जाता है। वकील भी अपनी बात लॉजिक के जरिए देते हैं, दलील के जरिए।
Great. Thank you so much. So, Ms. Fatima, sorry, Ms. Mavish, you have mentioned the name Iqbal, and so I'm sure that you have read Iqbal. So, how many books of Iqbal you have covered so far?
Sir, it is very difficult task to cover the books of Iqbal. You know, his poetry is vast and very deep. I have, you can say, read some poems, some poetry of Iqbal, some verses, not the complete books.
Okay, so some verses you have read. Okay, and would you like to recite some verses that you have read?
कि मोहम्मद से वफा तूने तो हम तेरे हैं, ये जहां चीज है क्या लोहो कलम तेरे हैं।
That's very good. That's very good. Okay, so you know the very basic things. Okay, इकबाल कहते हैं दुनिया की महफिलों से उकता गया हूँ यार, दुनिया की महफिलों से उकता गया हूँ यार, अब क्या लुत्फ अंजुमन का जब दिल ही बुझ गया हो। So what do you mean in the second line, क्या लुत्फ अंजुमन का जब दिल ही बुझ गया हो? क्या कोई लिटरेरी डिवाइस इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं इकबाल यहाँ पे? क्या लुत्फ अंजुमन का जब दिल ही बुझ गया हो?
यस सर, दिल ही बुझ गया हो, दिल का बुझना। सर मेटाफर आई थिंक यहाँ पे उन्होंने यूज किया, कंपैरिजन किया ना दिल को बुझने के साथ।
Okay.
और इसके अलावा उन्होंने अंजुमन, बाग।
Okay. Okay, all right. So you mean that इकबाल जो हैं वो यहाँ पे कोई और शेर इनकी ये नज्म है बड़ी मशहूर है, एक आरज़ू जो है, तो आप
सर आपकी आवाज मुझे क्लियर नहीं आ रही बीच में से।
all right, all right, all right. अच्छा चलें, आखिरी एक शेर इकबाल का और फिर हम लिटरेचर पे चलते हैं। शोरस से भागता हूँ दिल ढूंढता है मेरा, ऐसा सकूत जिस पर तकरीर भी फिदा हो। तो कुछ समझ में आया इस शेर में क्या कह रहे हैं? ओके, नो वरीज।
सॉरी सर, अगेन मुझे आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही क्लियर, आधा लफ्ज समझ में आता है आधा नहीं। आई थिंक देयर इज नेट प्रॉब्लम फ्रॉम माय साइड।
ओके, we will have to manage all the things accordingly. Oh yeah, okay, let's proceed further, Miss Mavish, from here. Talking about English literature, what is the name of your favorite writer in English literature?
There are so many writers, but I think I am able to understand Henry Gibson other than other writers.
Okay, why Henry Gibson, and which writing, which particular line of Gibson has impressed you a lot?
Sir, his play specifically Hedda Gabler. In this play, he has presented the psychological effects of a woman, that what was her life before the marriage and what hardships and problems she has to face due to the society, due to her financial problems and her inner psychological condition.
Okay, so what is the message?
You know, she was throughout the play worries about the people, their remarks, her respect in the society.
Okay, all right. So can we say Hedda Gabler is a tragic character?
Yes, sir, we can say she is a tragic character.
What is her tragic flaw?
Actually, her flaw was that she wants to rule over others, she wants to manipulate other, and what the things she can't do by her own self, she want that other people will do. She was quite manipulative in
We have
nature.
a very specific word in English diction for that. A very specific word. A person who is going to impose his own personality and who thinks that he is the best friend and he is in love with himself or herself. Like here, the main character is. So, Hedda Gabler's, what do you feel? Can we say
Yes,
the Hedda Gabler is a narcissist character?
yes, sir. She was having that kind of feeling in herself because she thinks that she can rule others, and she like the character of Lovberg. She gave him pistols and said, "Do it beautifully," because in her life she wants beautiful things, and she was not able to get that beautiful things in her life. So she wanted to take that through the character of Lovberg.
All right, that's great. So, as you have mentioned, and would you like to talk about Testament?
Ye- Tesman, we can say Tesman was also the main factor in the suffering of Hedda Gabler because he was not as intelligent as the Loveberg, and he was also financially not so much strong as Hedda belongs to the aristocratic family.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, like when we talk about Hedda Gabler, can we relate it with the Hamlet? Hedda Gabler and Hamlet, is there something like that? Can we call Hedda Gabler as a female
Yes, to some extent, we can say, like in Hamlet, we say throughout the play, he is suffering from his psychological condition to be not to be. He was actually he wanted to do something, but he was not able due to his own tragic flaw. And this is the case in Hedda Gabler. Throughout the play, she was also suffering from some sort of psychological problems, and when she was having a fear that the people will come to know about his that she was the reason who gave pistols to the lovebird, and she commits suicide. So we can say they are both related psychological to each other.
That's great. So, what is the name of your favorite poet, Miss Mavish?
John Keats. John Keats.
Why John Keats?
Sir, John Keats, I think he is very different
Mhm.
from other poets of his era. He simply is a pure poet. He just talks about the beauty, nature, and his imagination, uncertainty through his poetry. Even in the very short span of time, he has given such a wonderful piece of work that is remarkable.
Okay. John Keats' letters, they are very famous one. How many letters of
Yes,
John Keats you have read so far?
I have read his letter, which he wrote to his brother Tom, George, and
How
the
many total surviving
Benjamin.
letters are there? How many total surviving letters are there? Total letters of John Keats?
I think they are 300 plus letters.
No, they are
But
not.
sorry, sir, I don't
Survi-
know the exact
Surviving.
number.
Okay, so if you have read the letters of John Keats, you can talk about the 19th century's means of communication. You can talk about the life, whatever was going on at that time. So what do you perceive after reading the letters of John Keats? What sort of life they were having, they were sharing?
Sir, they were talking about each other, the concept of poetry, the poetic imagination, the writing techniques through the letters.
Okay, there are a lot many
Keith has
recipients
used so
of the
many
letters.
terms.
Okay, Ms. Mavish, can you name out some recipients of the Keats letter?
Yes, sir. His brothers, Tom, George, and the Benjamin, and the Reynolds, and the publisher, they were the people whom Keith used to write letter.
That's great. So, what if we remove the importance of the letters from John Keats? Do you feel there will be any effect if we are going to remove the letters from the very side of literature? So, removing literature, is there any loss of literature?
Sir, actually, when Keith was writing at that time, he had to face a lot of criticism. So basically, that letter, through that letters, he tried to explain what he actually wanted to say through his poetry. So we can say that the letters are the justifications and the detail concept of his
Okay, fair
poetry.
enough. What do you mean?
Hello.
What do you mean by truth is beauty? What do you mean by truth is beauty? You
Yes, sir.
do you feel?
According to Keith, this is the philosophy of life. Actually, he wanted to see beauty everywhere, and he says that this is the ultimately truth.
Okay, so have you read his odes?
Yes, sir.
Ode to Grecian urn or ode on a Grecian urn?
Sir, Ode on a Grecian Urn.
Okay, and when this ode was published?
It was published in 1819.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Soul making, a very famous theme with John Keats. Soul making. What do you understand by soul making? What is soul making?
His poetry was directly related to the soul, but sir, not at this time. I actually know the meaning that how Keith has used this word in his poetry. Sorry, sir.
Maybe you need to revisit these details later on.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay. Have you read the Freedom Network's annual impunity report? So,
Sorry.
how many journalists in Pakistan? How many journalists in Pakistan have been killed since 2012? Any idea about that?
Sir, there are so many journalists in Pakistan.
No. My question is related to Freedom Network's annual impunity report. So it
No,
is
sir,
an
I don't have.
international.
Sir, I don't have idea about this.
53 journalists were killed in, different, God forbidden, tragic incidents. Arshad Sharif, I'm sure
Yes,
that
sir.
you have heard the name. What do you
Yes, sir.
see? How Arshad Sharif's murder is justified murder?
Sir, according to the reports, he was mistakenly shot by the Kenya police. But now further investigations are going and continue. But still, the ultimate truth is not clear. It is under process, we can say.
Okay, so you have mentioned Kenya. When Arshad Sharif was, killed in Kenya, do you remember any date?
Yes, sir, it was 23rd October, Sunday, when he was killed
No,
there.
it was the 23rd October. Any random guess? Okay, in the month of October, a country has defeated Pakistan in a Child World Cup final. Do you know the name of that country?
Sir,
Okay.
Child World Cup. Recently, Pakistan had been defeated by India in T20 World Cup.
Street Child World Cup. Street Child World Cup.
No, sir, I have not
Child
watched.
World Cup.
No, sir, I have not watched.
Okay. Maybe you just need to revisit the GK portion. These are the very basic questions. I was talking about the Qatar. Oh, sorry, Egypt. The screen. Okay, here we go with that. Your dream or your favorite person, Ibsen, is mashallah very good. Keats को आपने बड़े ढंग से तैयार किया हुआ है, especially आपने उसके letters को पढ़ा हुआ है. You are able to recall the dates. You are able to talk about the very basic things and deep things about John Keats. That's very good. Ibsen पे अच्छा आपने तैयार किया हुआ है. Ibsen की बाकी जो हैं, I am sure that Doll's House भी उसका आपने पढ़ा हुआ है, ठीक है?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
और कौन-कौन सा पढ़ा हुआ है आपने?
सर मैंने हेडा गैबलर.
तो इसके अलावा वेरी गुड, ये बहुत अच्छा किया है. सो जीके के पोर्शन को थोड़ा सा देख लीजिए. ओवरऑल फ्रॉम माय साइड इट वाज अ वेरी वंडरफुल सेशन, क्योंकि हम टीचिंग टेक्निक्स के ऊपर आपके डिपार्टमेंटल क्वेश्चंस को नहीं टच कर सके, लेकिन आई एम श्योर कि आपके इंटरव्यू से पहले एक और मॉक इंटरव्यू भी हम ले लेंगे. With this interview, I'm sure that you will be able to cross 70 and you will be there at 72. Okay, with today's interview, with today's performance, that's very good.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
it's a
Thank
good
you.
score. So wishing you good luck. Okay जी, the rest of the participants, please जो आपको क्वेश्चंस मैंने शेयर किए हैं उनको प्रिपेयर कीजिएगा और उनको प्रिपेयर करके आइएगा. अच्छा, जिन जिन पार्टिसिपेंट्स का इंटरव्यू रह गया है, काइंडली वो मुझे एक इनबॉक्स में मैसेज कर दें. मैं चाहता ये हूँ कि आप लोगों के जिनके रह गए हैं उनके साथ अगर उनका कोई इशू है, उन्हें कोई प्रॉब्लम कहीं पे फेस करना पड़ रही है, तो उसको भी हम रिमूव कर सकें. So with this, know that we are going to have a wonderful session tomorrow and hope to see all of you tomorrow. Till then, take care of yourself. Khuda Hafiz.